So now that you have developed a great relationship with yourself, how can you bring that to a partner while still respecting your boundaries, your own process, and like you don't want to sacrifice your relationship to yourself for the sake of a relationship with the other person. Number one, the other person after all will leave and you're back on your own.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you also want to be a little bit selfless to a point where you forget yourself and you give it all to the other person. So I'm a big fan of those two lines.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's a positive balance in terms of like how much the other person is doing that for you, and in a way that you can also share with the other person like what's going on with you, like, hey, I'm going through this here, and even though I want to show up and be kind to you and be loving, this is like annoying and bothering me, but we're afraid to express that, right? Why?
Mm-hmm. Or ask for time, or ask for space from the other person, or let them know how we're feeling.
Or share, like, you know, why are we so like afraid of sharing, like, I'm experiencing this kind of thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever had that? Like, it's really like freaking, I'm just going with this voice and I don't know, it's me, but it's not me, and I don't know what to do with it. And like couples, like we're not told that we should do this in a romantic relationship, because we always want to look good, we always want to look healthy and
not
on top of
the other
the
person. And sometimes you learn that from past relationships that were negative. You learned a conditioning where, oh, if I share this, they get mad at me.
Or they will think I'm too like bad or low or crazy.
Or they judge you, or you might judge yourself for saying certain things. So yeah, it's trying to shed those, because ultimately communicating and letting your partner know everything that's going on inside of you and what you need at that point is only going to be a positive.
Yeah.
There's really no drawback to that.
Yeah, I mean, open communication ultimately to nurture a better romantic relationship. And I mean, there are other things as well, right? That kind of plays in terms of variety, commitment, and how, like, you know, each other is helping in a process, like whether it's like, you know, spiritual growth, emotional growth, mental like growth. Like there are several areas that you have to always look into, like how is this adding versus subtracting, and how is this being fair to me and the other person.
In relationships, I like to think of like a pie chart, and you know, we only have so much time and energy per day. And so when you think of just yourself, you know, it's like, how much time do you spend sleeping, eating, working, free time, right? That takes up 90% of your day right there. Okay, well, how much time are you leaving for your relationship, for your partner, right? So much of us are so busy with our daily lives, and we forget that our relationships are just like anything else. It's like sleep, or it's like work. You have to put time towards it. You have to try to do things to improve it.
Yeah, you gotta do things to improve it. And sometimes, like, if the relationship is also like I mentioned, like subtracting, right? Like, we don't need to go around that path right now, but you also want to see if your partner is really, really sucking your energy, or it's actually like giving you that opportunity to do more, and it's like making you feel like you are more motivated to do more things, and you're being more productive, because the universe,
you want to make sure your goals are aligned.
That too, because the universe sometimes,
you need to be careful about using words that they do this or they do that, because you're giving them power. Ultimately, it's all the reactions, interpretations of what you're seeing in the other person, but the motivation comes from within. You definitely need to find people aligned in your goals, the community, like we talked about, to stay on track.
And how in the partner, in a way, like to,
so your partner has to be aligned with your goals.
Aligned with your goals. Yeah, and be supportive and make sure he cares about where you're at.